Hey guys, it's Miss Deacon. I'm here to give a little instruction of how to upload your photos and how to complete the writing and all other parts of your AP Art digital submission. So let us start from the beginning. I am going to share my screen so that you can see exactly what I'm doing because that's what you need to be doing. Okay, share screen, shared. Okay, so here I am in the tiny corner. And if you got to this page, good, this is where you need to be. You're gonna sign in. This is, this is a case-by-case scenario, what you did to create your account, what username you made and everything. So I made a student account. I also have a teacher account. That's how I can see what you guys have been doing or not, whether or not you knew that. So I'm gonna sign in. Yes, I do know my username and password because I just created it. So if you don't remember, then you need to click on that last screen, forgot username or forgot password. And if you can't figure it out, let me know. I can delete your account so you can make a new one or whatever. We can Zoom, like FaceTime, and figure it out. That's what's been happening so far. So when you log in, here's all the overview. All of this information is no longer accurate because they made changes, but they didn't make the changes on the actual portfolio, which is why I'm making this video. So you need to have 15 sustained investigation? No, you only need 10. You need to have 5 selected works? No, you only need 3. More to come on that in a little bit. I'm just trying to get the wheels rolling here, So click on sustained investigation, and now this is the upload screen. Yay, you made it. It doesn't mean it's going to be straightforward, easy from here on out because you could encounter certain issues such as your file sizes are too big, which is personally the issue I ran into myself the first time I tried to make this instructional video. So, okay, it's good to already have your photos set aside of your artwork because that's just gonna make this go faster. I'm making this as fast as I can. So, okay, how do you know if your file size is too big or not? When you click on your image, you're gonna see this. It says JPEG image, and then it says the image size. This is 2.9 MB, which is fine. Your image size needs to be 3 MB or less. If it's less, you're good. If it's bigger, the file, it's not going to accept the upload, and then you're going to have to resize. So I'll try to give an example of both of these things. So this was an image I just resized because it was too big, and now it's like super tiny, which is fine. As long as you upload and it looks good, you're good to go. I'm going to show a quick tutorial how I successfully resize something. I'm using a Mac. So if you're not using a Mac, this might be different. And I don't have any devices that are not Mac to be able to support you with that. So anyways, I'm sorry. So, okay, uploading my photos. I chose that photo. Cool, it's uploaded, yay. Then I click on it. Everything looks good. Resolution looks good. Orientation is fine. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna upload which artworks are the correct size. You'll see here it says uploading and it gives you like a bar, like what percentage it's uploading. Cool. Don't worry right this second if you're just uploading your photos. That one's too big, I'll come back. That one's too big, I'll come back. Too big. Okay. Don't worry what order you're uploading your photos in. I'm gonna also in this tutorial go through how you can reorder your artworks very easily. Okay, that one's too big. Okay, this one's fine. Okay. Click on it, make sure it's cool. Excellent. All right, I want you guys to know that the artwork that I am uploading is my original art. These are drawings and paintings that I've done, and I'm gonna explain a little bit more about the process when I go into the actual writing part. Because that's a big part of this tutorial is explaining to you guys how to do the writing. there is still creative freedom there, you know. All right. Cool. I think I have 3 images that I need to resize because all of these have uploaded right now. For right this second, I'm just going to click save changes because if for some reason I have to stop this video or whatever, whatever, you can always delete them. It's not a big deal, but do click save so that if you do a lot of work that you're happy, you're satisfied with, that you get to keep it. All right, here's my desktop. Okay, this was the first image. That was too large. So I opened the image. Again, this is on a Mac. I'm sorry if you aren't using a Mac or an Apple product. I'm gonna go to Tools and I'm gonna go to Adjust Size. And I previously Googled this. This is on the AP College Board website. When I just Googled like what size do the images need to be in the 2D portfolio, and it tells you right here recommended image sizes. Also, first note, I should have said to use Chrome first. I didn't say that. So make sure you're on Chrome. I mean, it says that you can use some of these, but we were told from AP that Chrome is going to be the best. So, okay. I was in the middle of showing you how to resize this photo. So, okay, I have the photo, tools, adjust size. So if you actually go to, let me switch this around. If you go to the AP website and it gives you recommended image sizes. And my photo is square / portrait orientation. So I'm going to look at that. And the point is that you just need to make it smaller so that it uploads. Honestly, okay, I'm going to try again. Adjust size. I put it at 38. I'll just do 35. Save. File. Save. Okay, let's try it again. Yay, 2.8 MB. It worked. Yay. See, I'm telling you guys, it's a lot of trial and error, and you know, it is realistic in the art world that you do upload the different kinds of platforms if you're submitting artwork or different documentations. That goes for just about everything, job applications, summer programs, any of that stuff. So it is important to learn how to troubleshoot and just kind of like get things to work when you need them to work. And it's really important to not leave this to the super last second. I apologize for not thinking of this idea sooner to film a video on the student end. Cool, it uploaded. And like if you click on it and it looks fine, then you're good. You know, this is, as far as I know, this is what the people are gonna see when they grade your stuff, but they'll have it projected on a wall. All right, I need to resize, no. I need to resize this one. Tools, adjust size, 42. I'm gonna make that 35. Okay, let's just see if it works. I don't know. Sometimes art is just organic like that. Cool, perfect. It seems to be being more accurate now when before it wasn't, but all right. Uploading, good deal. It's uploaded. All right, what's the last one I need to upload here? Oh, this one. This is my last one. And tools, adjust size, 42. I'm gonna make it 35. As you saw, the other file sizes were, some of them were very, very, very small for whatever reason, I don't know. And make sure to save after you change the file size so that it reflects in the actual file. But yeah, I took these photos at different times. I mean, they were all taken with my phone, but different, I guess, different kinds of iPhones, because that was, a lot of these photos were taken over a longer period of time. So it was with a not as fine camera. This one, 2.5, perfect. I did give a short tutorial before school ended how to take actual pictures of your artwork, like with your phone, and email them to yourself a certain size. If you're taking photos of your artwork with a camera, then you're still going to email the photos to yourself, and maybe you can adjust the size there, or after you email them to yourself, if they're too big, you can also resize them. There's so many ways to change the file sizes on stuff, right? It just depends on what your hardware is to get the photos on your device and how you manipulate it from there. So, okay, before I move forward, I'm gonna click Save Changes, because if my phone or my computer dies, I don't wanna be like, you know, not there. So, all right, a lot of you have had questions about the height and width. You could make up whatever size you want it to be. Just match, the size of your artwork with what size you're gonna put down, right? Just match the shape. So on AP website, here are recommended image sizes. Your sizes can be different. Now, they have a maximum size and a minimum size. Again, these are recommendations. So if it's bigger, it's whatever. We're not really you're not sending the physical work, so just make it match, So here's my portfolio. And then I also Googled what are the most common, photo sizes for artwork. So here we go. If you did this on copy paper, then it's 8.5 by 11, so just go with what you feel like the size of the artwork should be. So maybe this is a 5 by 7. What's another standard photo size? 8 by 10. Okay, I'll just say that maybe this is 8 or 9 by 8, because this photograph looks bigger, but you know what? You can even open the photograph on your computer and see what size it is to give you an idea. So it's a little bit wider than it is taller. You can even put 8 by 7. Maybe I'll just do that. I'll just do 8 by 7. Just keep it simple. Sometimes you'll have to do this multiple times, like me. Okay, width is 8, height is 7. It's important to know. Width is 8, height is, 7. So it's a little bit wider than it is taller. I said that. Okay, this is a square, so I'm just gonna leave it at 8 by 8. You could literally make this anything as long as it's square. This one's tall. This one's much taller than it is wide, so I'm gonna just say it's 9 by 7. Maybe 9 by 6, because it looks like more like a rectangle. This one looks pretty similar to this one, but maybe I will just say it's 4 by 6, like a normal photograph size. This one looks like that one, so I'll say 5 by 7 again. This one looks like a square. This one looks like a normal. I guess I already had some sizes filled out for that. Okay, this one looks like the other one, which is 9 by 6, but just for fun, you know what? I'm gonna make it an 8 by 10. This is one of my more like formal looking ones. And here's another kind of formal looking one, so I'll just call it 8 by 10. Cool. Before I go any further, I'm gonna save. Okay. Saved, okay. Now, moving on to the materials and the processes. But before I get there, let's make sure we have all of our images uploaded. So for the spots 11 through 15, in the Google Classroom, I posted the extra filler images. So this image is from AP. And it uploaded. When I click on it, you can see that it says upload this image for sustained investigation, image 11, and insert NA for everything. Okay, how does it say to put NA? Okay, no slash. So NA, 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 NA. Amazing. Okay, so I just now noticed that you can't fill in the writing part if you haven't actually uploaded a photo. So that's, you need to upload the photos first, I guess. Cool. All right. NA, which means non-applicable, by the way, if you didn't know that. Like it doesn't apply to you, in which case images 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 don't apply to us because, you know, they took it away. What if you have more than 10 pieces and you want to include them? Well, we'll get to that in a second when we discuss the selected works. Do you have to use these? No, they said that you could upload blank white spots as well, but because this is already done for you and it's pretty easy to get, I just decided let's do it. Not NQ, NA. Last one. There's two sets of filler photos, one that says SW for selected works and one that says sustained investigation. We're still in the sustained investigation because we're in the first part of it. So NA, I don't think it matters if it's lowercase or uppercase, but I'm gonna do uppercase. All right, this is a good place to stop and save your changes so that you don't have to do that again. Coolio. All right, let's talk about materials and let's talk about how to phrase your process for a second. So materials. Max of 100 characters and spaces, so you're gonna have to play around with this depending on what type of materials and how many materials you use. This is gonna be different for everyone. So for this, I used an iPhone 8 camera. I also used I used ink, you could say. I just honestly, maybe I used marker for this. I'm gonna say marker. And I'm gonna say, and it tells you here in the corner how many of the characters you've used out of 100. So you don't have to make it like 99 or 100 exactly. You wanna be complete about the information you're putting for the materials that you used, and you know, also be sure to include the variety of types of materials you use between artworks to show different experimentation with different materials. So I used an iPhone 8 camera. I used marker. Maybe I'll just put ink because that sounds more exciting than marker. And I used the photo editing app Snapseed. Okay, that's like half done, doesn't like the word Snapseed. Yeah, so iPhone 8 camera, ink, photo editing app Snapseed. I'm also, because I have the space, I'm gonna put live flowers as drawing models. I did make these drawings when looking at actual flowers, and I feel like that's an important part of the process of making my art. So I'm gonna include live flowers, you know, and describing why I use the live flowers for drawing models. Not because it's on there and I took a picture of the flowers on there. That is something that I've done differently in another piece, and I'll get to that later. So process, okay. So what I did was, and saved. All right, let's just continue. iPhone 8 camera. pencil, markers. And actually, you know what? I'm just gonna copy and paste because I did a lot of the same with this here. iPhone 8 camera, ink. The only thing I need to add here is markers. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so this applies to some, but like not all of it. Like this one I didn't draw from observation. This was just kind of different. This one I did use everything here except that instead of markers, I used watercolor for the background. But I did do both of those plants from observation. And then I did the same thing here. So a lot of this, once you figure out exactly like what you're gonna say, you can really just copy and paste this part if you did use the same materials. And here's exactly why you're writing about the process, because it might not be obvious to the viewer what's actually going on in your art. So this one, super hard to see, but in the original photo, I have a picture of this real native plant. It's called a Suriname cherry bush. You can eat the cherries on it. It tastes like a tomato. It's not really a cherry. But I used real flowers. The better example of that is really here. I don't know, and I'm sure you guys, well, you don't know what's going on because you didn't make this, but I kind of started out my process by doing stuff like, I guess I need to show you the original drawings. Anyways, ignore all of that. I'll explain that later, I guess. But going back to the process, this photo, it has drawings, it has a photo of the real bush, and with the photo of my drawing, I also added real leaves of the real bush. So there's actually three things going on here. There's my drawing of the plant, there's the actual plant in the photograph, and then there's a photograph of just the plant by itself, and they're all overlaid on top of each other. So that's kind of like what the process I've been experimenting with just personally in my art and my message. So I want to make sure I reflect all of that in the materials in the process. And this is what they're looking for, that you're kind of, you know, going towards a way that you make your art like regularly, right? They want to see that you've been kind of experimenting with the process and the materials to get yourself to the next level of how you make your art and what it looks like. So I used the iPhone 8 camera, I used ink, I did use markers, I did still use Snapseeds, I used the live flowers as drawing models, except these aren't flowers. I used the live plant as drawing models and props because they're actually in the photograph. So it's not just a drawing model, it's now also a model. I would put photo model. I feel like that would be a little bit more exact, but I don't have space, so I'm just gonna say props. All right, I did the same. This is kind of where I ended my process with my art, you know, how I created this art that I was most satisfied with. So I'm gonna just leave it like that. All right, let's go back to process for each. / collected local plants, drew plants, added lettering, overlaid drawing with photo. Okay, that's pretty complete there. All right, this one's different, although I did use iPhone 8 camera, I did use ink, I didn't use markers, I did use Snapseed, and this time I didn't draw from life with that one. I was just starting out practicing floral drawings. So for this one, took pictures of local community areas, drew flowers, overlaid drawing with photo. Bam. They want it to be simple. They want it to be really concise. They're not going to sit here and scrutinize your writing about this. They just want to get a a gist of like what you did with your art. Drew and colored plants. That's exactly what I did. And then I photographed the plants with the drawing. That's exactly what I did. And then I overlapped photo and drawing digitally. That's exactly what I did. Okay. That's what I did for this one too. Bam. All right, NA. Save changes. Save. Cool. Congrats. If you did this, you're awesome. And you completed the sustained investigation, which is the longest part of doing this. Okay, but wait, you're not done. If you notice, there's a tab next to images that says written evidence. And this is where you can go more into detail about your process and everything. So I'm gonna, explain more about my artwork here, which as you can see, I was having trouble getting that to a limited character count, with the other part of this. So identify the questions or inquiry that guided your sustained investigation. So anyways, let's go to numbering just for a second before I go back to the written evidence. This little box in the top left corner, all you have to do is put the number of the one that you wanted. So you're only doing 1 through 10. Remember, you're not doing 11, 12, 13, 14, or 15. So I would say start from like the ones that are most basic in the way you created your art and kind of get more complex from there, whether or not that's how you really created it. Okay, 1. 2. I guess it would be easier if you just did it in order the first time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's fine. All right, let's try it again. There, I did it. Okay. I don't know. I thought I did that the second time, but I guess it didn't. So anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I am gonna flip-flop these because the last one is how I really like how it turned out the most, more than, because I actually did 9 before 10. So identify the questions or inquiry that guided your sustained investigation. You can certainly have more than one question, but I feel like the more questions you have, the more complicated it kind of gets, but it's up to you, really. I'm here to support you in any way. So my question is, how can I bring attention to and romanticize local native Florida plants and their habitats with real and abstracted imagery? That's a pretty loaded question, but you're trying to connect this with your artwork and the process that you use to make your artwork, which can certainly be complicated. So I could have broken that up into 2 questions, but I just decided to leave it as 1. So how can I bring attention to, I want to show people these local native Florida plants I'm really obsessed with, and romanticize because they are really, really great and no one really knows about them. They know more about plants that look prettier, plants that smell better, but they don't necessarily grow in this region. So it's on a local level, it's not the most sustainable, but romanticize local native Florida plants and their habitats with real and abstracted imagery. So I have multiple kinds of real imagery. I have the photographs, I have the actual plants on the photographs of, the artwork. And yeah, so anyways, that's the deal with the real and abstracted part, I guess. Question 2, describe how your sustained investigation shows evidence of practice, experimentation, and revision guided by your questions or inquiry. So I begin. After developing a deep appreciation and admiration for local native Florida plants and their environments, that would be the romanticized part, I challenged myself to learn how to draw and teach others about them. Bring attention to, and romanticize are both part of that. So first, I would photograph the nature area I was inspired by and their surrounding native plant specimens. I practiced drawing from it. Right? That's what it says, practice. I practiced drawing from an instructional flower drawing book, true. It eventually transitioned to drawing strictly from observation, also true. That's really how I practiced. I experimented with different materials such as pen and ink, watercolor, and markers to draw the plants. That's pretty much my experimentation. There's a little bit more experimentation I go on to talk about a little later. I would find plants, draw them, and intuitively add a quote that felt fitting for the plant and composition. Finally, I used the app Snapseed to overlay the drawings I made with the photographs I captured. I would combine different photos and drawings until I found the two that worked best together with the plant, quote, composition, and environment. I feel like that goes without saying that that was more kind of experimentation and revision, but you know, to each their own. In the end, I used the specimens I picked. It's always important to read your stuff. In the end, I used the specimens I picked to draw as models in the final photograph. Let's read that again. In the end, I used the specimens I picked to draw as models in the final photograph. Okay, I feel like that makes sense. The end result is an artwork with a photo, drawing, and actual representation of the plant itself. Bam. Save changes. Is this ever going to be the most amazing, thing, ever, and you're going to have zero doubts about what you're doing? No, of course not. That's like anything, and especially with art, because you're going to always wonder how someone's interpreting your work. But that's what I'm here for, to help you guys, and even if you don't pass, it's just the fact that you created something and you put it out there and you represented yourself. And that's really what, AP art is about. If you're going to go into art, you're going to have if you're going to study art later in life, you're going to have tons and tons of art classes to, go back and forth between what you created in high school and, what you created after high school. And if you're not going to study art, this is a nice memory to look back on, and, a little bit more information about how you created your work and how you create a body of work and how you share that with other people. And that's equally as important, no matter what you continue to do after AP art. All right, I saved all of that. Okay, I'm in the I'm in the selected works. So let's read what it says. Okay, you have to click this box even though you are not sending your work physically. That has since changed. Like I said, they're not changing everything on the website. So you're not using 5 images, you're using 3, all right? I have more artwork I could make, sure, but I'm just gonna go with the 10 that I already submitted. So my strongest works are not necessarily the ones that I like the best. It's the ones that, show the design principles. So I'm gonna go with kind of these. I don't know why that happened. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with these 3 that I think look similar. Remember, your selected works are supposed to be like, if someone looked at these 3 works, they would be like, oh yeah, that artist created these works, Cool. And I'm gonna go back to sustained investigation. Okay, 5 by 7. This one is 9 by 6. And this one is 4. You know what to do. Here, you're gonna upload the selected works files now, which is number 4. And nah. 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 All right. Sorry, that was so obnoxious. All right. Nah. 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 All right. I'm just gonna save just like cuz. Cool. All right, let's talk about ideas, materials, and processes. Now, if you're repeating artworks that you did in the sustained investigation, why would you change the words here? Just copy it over and paste it. If you have more artworks that you think better represent you as an artist, okay, if you're using the same works for the selected works, just copy and paste over your materials and your process. You're not gonna change it up just because it's in a different section. Like, you still only have 100 characters, so just carry it over. If you have different artworks, you know, that you feel represent you better for the selected works, then go ahead and do that. But you would just have to create, you know, content for the materials and the processes again. Either way, you're gonna have to add the idea of ideas, or the idea of ideas, the characters for ideas. I know you don't need to be watching me do this, but it's just showing you exactly like word for word what you need to do. So, alrighty, we're all done here. Yeah. I was just thinking about if I should choose different works for the selected works in my hypothetical portfolio. All right. Let's get some copy paste going here. Copy into materials. Copy into processes. Great. Copy. All right, so last thing you need to do here is the ideas. I'm gonna mention specific flowers at this point, because this is what this section is for, like for you to explain about the selected works a little bit more. That being said, like literally you only have 100 characters to further explain your best 3 artworks. So, you know, sometimes life is like that. You get a very small window to explain something that means a lot. So Spanish needle is an overlooked Florida flower / weed that I wanted to bring beauty and positivity to. Plumeria is a native flower that is delicate and fragrant. Desirable plants do not grow overnight. I feel like the one day at a time quote highlights that. But again, what kind of, you know, how much idea can you really put in 100 characters? So, selected works. So, if you click on About Selected Works, it says ideas. Ideas may include brief description of the assignment or idea that you had that guided the work, or a short statement about your own technical or expressive goals for the work. So this can go more like conceptual, like this is what I was trying to say with it, or it can be more technical, like this is what I was trying to get better at in this art piece. So it can go either way, BT dubs. And everything else is the same. So I finished my selected works, and my last piece is also plumeria, and plumeria is a native flower that is delicate and colorful. No one color of the plumeria is best. No. I'm gonna put, since I have space for the, I'm gonna put it. Showing, and then, because the quote on here is, there is no perfect, there's only expression, meaning like the plumeria doesn't grow one way or the other just because of the color that it is, it just grows. Save my changes. All right, I can see on my end everything that you've done, so I'm gonna, maybe I'll switch over and show you guys what this looks like on my end. It's literally the exact same thing without the upload file button. But when you're done with everything and I'm like, cool, you're good to go, it'll show you complete AP ID. I have that number for you, so I will be getting in contact with you, or email me when you're ready and I will give you your AP ID. You may already have your AP ID from a different AP, but let's just confirm and make sure that it's the same. When you filled that out, you're going to put continue, and I'm not really sure what's next because I haven't done that part. So anyways, guys, that's my portfolio how-to video. I'm nothing but proud of you guys, you know, considering, not just considering what's going on, but, you know, I was with you guys all year, and each one of you are your own special individual artist, and I'm so proud of you, you know, continuing to attempt this or just continuing to make art, whether or not you actually submit this year, which, you know, I super hope that you do, but if you don't, you know, at least communicate that to me. And I know that there's circumstantial, you know, things going on that completely changes everything. So good luck on your other APs first. I know art is on the last item of your list if you have other APs to do first, but I just wanted to make this instructional video after I thought of this idea to help you guys the best remotely. Of course, if we were in person, I would love that so much more, and I would love to help you in person, but since that's not the case, this is the best that I can do, and I'm also available by email and my Google Voice number. So talk to the other people in the class, make sure that they have my info, check out the Google Classroom. I have some resources up there to help you, but I'm certainly here to help you guys one by one via email. All you have to do is just send me the email. My email is msdeaconart@gmail.com, msdeaconart@gmail.com. That's me. And I miss you guys so much. It's like ridiculous. So anyways, I hope to talk to every single one of you soon and see all the beautiful art that you've been making if I haven't seen it quite yet. So yeah, my computer wants to restart and update. So I'm going to stop this recording, and I'll be talking to you guys a lot over the next 2 weeks. The real portfolio is due May 26th. I know that was supposed to be your graduation date. No updates on that yet. We are here the 8th, which was our original due date. So let's try to have all of this done in 2 weeks. If you need any support or any ideas, any input, I would love to be here for you guys. So talk to you soon. Bye.